This was Caroline Chanakira's life.
My name is Caroline Chanakira, born Caroline Mantisiba on the 4th of November 1966. I was the last born of 5 children. My parents were both teachers in the rural areas, which meant we had no fixed abode. Wherever they were transferred to, that would be home for that time. We all attended a mission boarding school in the rural areas from grade 1 because of the moving situation. We worked the fields for everything we ate at the school by ourselves. We had pit toilets, thatched dormitories, had boiled meat on Saturdays only. The boys had duties at the grinding mill to make the mealie meal, just to mention a few. And every holiday, I went to live with my maternal grandmother right in the rural areas. I woke up at 4 a.m. to go to the fields. At that tender age, I had sweet potatoes, pumpkins, groundnuts, roundnuts, sadza, and pumpkin leaves for meals. I used cow dung to polish the floors. I slept in the kitchen with many other grandchildren. I barely saw my parents. I was not even familiar with my own siblings. I herded cattle, goats, and sheep. I bathed at the river and did laundry there too. Christmas was fun. We looked forward to it. That's the time we had chicken with rice, bread, butter, and jam. And we went to the township where we would buy family-sized drinks, which you now call 2-liter drinks. And we also bought candy cakes. We dressed in new clothes. That was the only time we got new clothes. I was expected to stay in the loop, was never expected, intended to break the mold. You know what it's like? Born in poverty, die in poverty. Poverty began to resemble negativity in my life. The negativity took on a persona. It became the darkness, something intended to trap me. I was never meant to reach the light.
Caroline Chanakira began her journey by rewriting her A-levels and passing with 7 points from her previous 0 points. Her husband encouraged her to pursue her education and thus enrolled at Harare College and graduated with a higher national diploma in business studies. While at college, she worked full-time, walking at least 10 kilometers every day to and from. Her Bachelor of Accountancy honors degree was meant to take 2 years. She took 4, due to a course she kept failing. The family moved to Cape Town, where she enrolled in a computer course, graduating with 5 distinctions. In 2005, they moved to Johannesburg, where she enrolled for a 1-year in a counseling course. She moved back to Zimbabwe in 2010 and opened House of Baraka, Guest House, and Conference Center. Perseverance is key.
There was a point in my life where it felt as though the darkness was always following me, closer than my shadow, simply waiting for the opportunity to absorb me whole. But I achieved the impossible. I broke the mold. I started my journey to the light. As a result, I grew further apart from the darkness.
Mazvita Bethel Chanakira was born on the 15th of March, 1996, the only girl after 3 boys. Some may say a bright light at the end of a very dark tunnel.
It shows that it's a baby girl.
Wow! Fantastic! Yes!
Wow! Our only daughter! Wow. First girl!
That's good news.
A light that was to only shine for but a moment. The darkness had returned with a vengeance. The truth of the matter is Mazvita was supposed to die 16 years ago. She was dropped on her head at the age of 11 months. Mazvita's scalp had been cracked wide open.
The kid sustained a fracture of the skull. It's quite extensive on the occipital region.
So she's not going to die, doctor?
No, I wouldn't think so.
The Chanakiras took their daughter home. They called their family and friends together and began to pray. God had not brought them this light, just to be swallowed whole by the darkness.
Oh, you can come to my Chanakira.
Hi, doctor.
Fine. I was just looking at the X-ray. Seems, that fracture, it's completely healed.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Praise the Lord.
Wow. Wow. And I'm sorry to say this, the kid could have died. It was difficult for me to tell you that time.
But I'm not dead.
I believe in life.
that everybody is given an ounce of darkness. Some choose to accept it, to feel it, to allow it to grow. I chose to fight it, just like my mom inspired me to do. I looked at what they called impossible, and I laughed. The reason I live every day to the fullest, the reason you all describe me with words filled with life, is because for as long as I remember, it's in my DNA to fight the dark.